Good morning, Buffets. Today is Monday, July 11th, and today I had one of those days where I forgot that I had to make a video until really late. Like, now is really late for me, and I hate those days. They're up there with the days where you need to call a bank and you realise it's after 5 o'clock, so you've got to do it tomorrow, but it's a weekend tomorrow, so you can't do it then either. And those days when you're a kid and it's like Christmas Eve and you keep thinking that you've woken up, but you're not actually awake. Oh, that might have been just me. This week I read The Prisoner of Azkaban by J.K. Rowling, and that's it. I'm done. I'm not reading anymore because the same thing happened again. And I was telling myself that like it was the first two books because the third one's definitely better, and the same thing happened again. Let me explain what happens. First of all, the first chapter is almost unbearable because it's a recap of everything that you already know. And then I find myself just going through it and knowing what's already happened and just so not getting anything else out of it. And it's not like I have a problem with reading books again because I've read books again before and really enjoyed them. The Fellowship of the Ring is a good example. And then the more it goes on, I start to think, well, are these books that good? Like, is the plot all they have? And I don't like thinking like that, and I'm going to put it down to the fact that I was not in the mood to read it again, maybe, but then like I was reading it all week. You'd think at some point in the week I'd lighten up about it. I don't know, maybe the films might have ruined them for me, because the other thing I notice is when I'm reading them, I'm not picturing places like that are in my imagination. Like when I go back to the Song of Ice and Fire series, like, you know, these are all things that I've created with my imagination, but a lot of the time when I'm reading the book, I see the film, I see Radcliffe and Emma Watson and Rupert Grint? I don't know what it is, but I'm stopping rereading the Harry Potter series. There is nothing in it for me. They are a special part of my childhood and will always be. And for me, going back and reading them is just, I don't know, doing them a disservice. I don't know. I'm as confused as you are. Sarah, you asked a question about what is our favourite type of conflict, and my favourite type of conflict is the conflict where it's not immediately clear who's to blame for it. That's if it is ever clear at all who's to blame. I'm going to draw in Song of Ice and Fire again, and I know that you're sick of me bringing that up because I don't think any of you have read it, but it's just so exquisite, and the villains are not really villains, they're just people with a different point of view, and you can see where everything's coming from and everything's fully explained. So the conflict that they have isn't like in Harry Potter. It's not just good and evil. It's people and people's conflicts and the conflicts that we have every day, but in a really cool fantasy world that I got to build with my mind. I'm pretty sure that was the only question, so I guess this video is going to be quite short today. Katie, I hope you enjoyed your song yesterday. It's been a while coming. I seen some comments, and yours included, they seem to go down quite well, so that's cool. Next week I'm reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And that's it. You will all see me next week, and Lauren, I will see you tomorrow.